Okay, Miss Zinni, based on your credit score of 765 and your budget of 100 grand, I think this is really the best home for you. You can tell it's very rustic, but I think you'll like the charm that it brings.
Ma'am, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but that's literally a fucking hole in the ground. Hey, what up? It's Zinni was here, and today we're gonna be talking about this indie series that just came out. Or, well, it's been a minute since it came out, but it's called Dungeon Flippers, and I've been wanting to make a video about it because it's really cool. So, Dungeon Flippers series here on YouTube, and you can find it in the description. I'll link the pilot. Hey guys, I'd like to make a quick statement specifically about this. Now, I might not be the best source on this, so here are some creators who I think are reputable and support. And even if you don't see it on this channel, I still think this is a very serious issue. The links to these creators will be on the description, and the QR codes are on screen for those watching on TVs. This final QR code is also to call your reps for those who live in the US. All you need is your zip code. This statement will be on every one of my videos from now on. Through community and resilience, we can make a difference. Thank you for listening and have a great day. Basically, it's about this manticore and this fucking lizard. I mean, they say he's a dragon, but he's kind of small. Anyways, the manticore is named Molly and the dragon is named Cleveland. And basically, the pilot is just kind of slice of lifey. It's them being real estate agents trying to sell houses, and they meet up with this dude called the Ace of Wands. And if you hear that name and think of the tarot card, that's not a coincidence. Like, literally, I'll put a screenshot on screen and you'll see what I mean. And even in the comments, they literally talk about it. But yeah, you know, it's this wizard and he's all magical and whatever. And he wants a new house because where he lives is basically like, it's just desert. But yeah, Molly and Cleveland, you know, despite the housing crisis, they managed to show him up a couple places. And he hates all of them, like every single one of them. Like, they're just not good enough. Like, even this one that he actually liked, he sees another wizard in it and he just gets mad. And it's like, damn, I didn't even realize you were like wizardess, dude. But whatever. And then Molly's getting hella mad too because I didn't mention this, but earlier she was talking about how she is trying to rebuild her family home, but she can't because she don't got the money. And she's seeing this wizard dude with all these like fucking gold, and then Cleveland just comes up to her and she's like, nah girl, I got you. We're gonna show him the void, the literal mass of nothing but just vast darkness. And that's what they do. Also, they have like these little smart stones, and I think they're really cool. But yeah, they show him the void and they explain that you can literally just manifest anything in there, that you think it and it'll just happen. And like, so they're all waiting and they're like, finally, we're gonna figure out what this dude fucking wants, because like literally nothing we show him is good enough. And then he tries to imagine it and the wizard's just like, I don't know. And this is like the final straw for Molly. So she just straight up, like, she built an entire ass dungeon, by the way, but she jumps from the dungeon all the way to him and she's like, the fuck you mean you don't know? Right, and she gets hella mad at him, just ragging on him like, bro, you have all this money, you got all this time, and you still don't fucking know. My god, you have no imagination, nothing, and you're a fucking wizard. So the wizard, he gets a little butthurt and kind of literally just like fades out of existence. So both of them, Cleveland and Molly, are upset because they're like, ah shit, we just lost our client to the abyss. Damn. But thankfully, Molly actually uses like her imagination, unlike the other guy, and manages to make like this huge ass castle that looks really fucking cool. And like, I'm gonna go over this in like a second part of the video, but like, it just looks so good, bro. Like, I wish I could make a castle like that. Like, I need to take notes. It's pretty good. Yeah, they make it. And they do their, like, they have like a whole song about it and it's cute. And then they get a little knock on the door and the wizard, he's there and he's like no longer lost to the void, and he has his little oh face and leave with a shit ton of money. Molly goes home. She, you know, gets some materials for the dungeon. She's trying to build her family dungeon. She's like one step closer to her goal, and it's pretty great. And I also like to note that after this, they actually show some like little like illustrations of stuff in the world, which I think is pretty fun because I don't see people do that a lot. Also, they have like an intro that they want to use, or like a title sequence. I don't know what they're called, but they didn't use it for the pilot though, and it makes sense because of the setup that they did. But I hope they use it for future episodes, or a version of it at least. I'll go ahead and also link I'll also go ahead and link video in the description. So yeah, the plot sets up a pretty good premise for the series. I assume it's gonna be like building up to Molly having her dungeon, because that's what they end on. And overall, this is pretty good. I really like slice of life, but in like a medieval fantasy setting. Like there's one anime about a restaurant that gets transported back in time, like at night. And I just think it's really funny to see stuff like they're both in suits and everyone else is wearing like medieval clothing, and it's just kind of funny. There's this one part at the beginning where they're discussing this thing in the basement, and it's like they're talking about it like it's a fucking wasp hive or something down there, and it was really funny. I also like the contrast between the characters. I have like all these cute little puns, right, about like stuff there, and I don't want to spoil it all because I actually want you to watch it yourself. Like seriously, that's the whole fucking reason why it's in the description. Hell, I might even take out like the plot, the description. I might take some shit out of there just so like you can go, right? You think you can just, it's gonna be like a fucking Costco sample. Like you get a little bit and now you're hooked. Now you're addicted. But yeah, and I just honestly can't wait to see more. Pilot is either almost at 1 million views or is already at 1 million views. So I really hope they keep up with it soon. I think they have merch, so go buy their merch. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped. I also like the thing they did with the tarot cards, like I mentioned earlier. In the comments, they confirmed that they based the wizard off the tarot card. And if you don't know anything about tarot, Ace of Wands, the meaning is basically like when it's upright. Is it upright or upside down? Like I think it's reversed. Give me a second. Oh, frick. Where did I put my phone? Frick. Okay, so when it's reversed, it means lack of direction, distractions, delays, etc. And that's the wizard guy. Versus upright, it means inspiration, new opportunities, growth, potential. And somebody pointed out that that's kind of Molly, the protagonist. And I really like that. I thought that was so cool, and I really hope that they do that in the future. Like, I hope we see more cards, especially from the major arcana, which is another term in tarot if you don't know. Basically, it refers to like the, I guess, kind of unique cards versus just stuff that says like Ace of Pentacles or Princess of Wands, stuff like that. Wands, Swords, Cups, Pentacles. Anything that says that, that's from minor arcana, and then anything that doesn't say that is from the major arcana, basically. That's a very easy way to think about it. But yeah, because there's like so many cool cards out there, like Queen of Wands, High Priestess, what was it? Magician, the Moon. Like there's a lot, and it's like they're magical, and they're in a magical realm, and they have the magical cards and shit. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. So I really do hope that they try to do more with that. I feel like that could be an interesting theme throughout the series, but I don't know, only time will tell. So yeah, that's all I guess in terms of plot. Like that's my opinion on it, because there's like so many things that they could really do with this, and the backgrounds already look lovely. And you know what, I think, especially for like a series that's literally focused on like the selling of property, the backgrounds kind of have to be really pretty. And I love them, especially because there's like so much shit going on in them typically. Like there's this one where they're in a swamp, and I really like how they made it because it just feels like so full of life, especially with the castle that got made in the void. Like they put so much shit in it and it doesn't feel like empty, which I feel like is just like a lot, especially for a pilot. Like for a pilot, that's really impressive that they were able to put so much like attention to detail with the lighting and with the background and with the puns and stuff like this. So I really hope this shit goes off. I hope it stays on YouTube, maybe, or not. I don't know. Personally, I think it'd be better if it stayed on YouTube, but I understand why some people wouldn't do that. I could probably make a whole video on topic on why I feel like animation is better off on YouTube than like Amazon or something. Alright, anyways, let's talk about the characters. Alright, so this is gonna be pretty brief, but I really like how they design the characters. Like I like how fluffy and kind of round Molly is, especially because she's like a manticore and they're supposed to be like kind of vicious, but she looks very like, I don't know, I guess like put together, very clean, very demure. I don't know, she seems like really sweet, right? And it's like, I don't know, I hope we get to see that more in the outfits that she wears outside of her work. Because I guess that's my only gripe, is because I saw one part where she's just in a hoodie and jeans, and nothing wrong with the hoodie and jeans like setup. It's just that like it's kind of plain and doesn't really tell us a lot about the character, but at the same time she is kind of like camping out there like in the setting that she's in, so I guess it kind of makes sense, you know, to wear hoodie and jeans. Like that's pretty standard for camping. Yeah. And then like compared to Cleveland, her companion, like her selling buddy, I don't know what they call it, who's rather short and kind of slouching and a little bit, like, I guess you could say asymmetrical compared to her. It's a nice, like, contrast to Molly. And I also like how he's fully made up of, like, cool tones, like blues, versus Molly's, like, orangish, reddish vibe, you know what I mean? Warm colors. You know, that's another good trait of, like, contrasting characters. I mean, I could probably, like, there's one dude talking about how Sora and Riku are contrast, so I'll probably link a video to that if you want to learn more about that. But yeah, overall, I just like their vibes. And I also like how supportive Cleveland is of Molly, because even though he scolds her sometimes, he still, like, finds his way to reassure her and, like, be nice to her, because he knows that she's kind of new to this. Or at least, that's what I can tell by the way that they talk to each other, that she's, like, newer. She's not as experienced as a seller compared to Cleveland, right? Like at one point when Molly's yelling at the Ace of Wands, or Cleveland is also yelling in the background, but like slowly his face kind of changes into sympathy. Like I really like that detail, because I guess in a lot of setups like this with these types of characters that are contrasting each other, the older character or the more experienced character always tends to hate the other. So I like this change of pace, you know, of them being supportive. And yeah, I just can't wait to see more of this, because it's like, I feel like they could do a really good job or a fun thing with their premise, and it's kind of wacky, especially considering just like they're trying to do real estate shit in the literal like medieval romance or like medieval high fantasy shit, you know what I'm saying? Like it's wacky, it's a little weird, but it makes it fun because they probably gotta like, I don't know, it's just funny to think about, like, a bunch of people running around in pantsuits in the middle of, like, freaking isekai anime, you know what I'm saying? And I hope they do more with, like, the tarot shit, because I love tarot. I just think it's cool. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's pretty, like, nice, and I like it. You know, they got their own little art style going on. They got their fun stuff going on. And I know it's just a pilot, but I feel like it's very, they got a lot of shit going on. And there's, like, I mean, I know some people might say the premise is, like, I guess kind of boring, or I don't know, but I don't care. I think it's gonna do great. But one thing that makes me nervous though is that it might cost a lot for the, I guess, animators necessarily, or I don't know, because they're gonna have to be constantly drawing new backgrounds maybe, right? Because like I said earlier, like the concept is very focused on location and scenery. In order for it to feel very immersive, you gotta have like a lot of different locations. You gotta have, or I don't know, maybe they'll have like offices, and that'll like make it easier for them to animate over the stuff, because having new scenes every episode can be kind of tiresome. Anyways, that's it for the video. Please subscribe if you feel like it. Make sure to click the bell and whatnot, and comment what you think after watching the pilot that's in the description. Please watch it, because like there's so many indie shows out there that aren't getting the attention that they deserve, and I don't want to say this is one of them, but I feel like they could use a lot of support. And I don't know, I feel like, you know, we gotta start appreciating our indie animators, especially when AI is trying to clog us up the butt and say this is fine, even though it literally looks like trash. So go support, like go check them out right now. Like, are you still listening to me after all this time and you haven't clicked this description link? Bruh, I'm hella judging you right now. I'm gonna tell my friends about you and we're gonna laugh at you at lunchtime. But yeah, anyways, goodbye, subscribe, click the bell, comment, yada yada yada. I'm legally required to tell you that. And can I borrow $5?
Burn my house to the ground! My My family's dead! What do I do? I'm